welcome in. Sorry it's a little later than usual this evening, only by about 5 minutes or so. Welcome Lucy and Leisha, welcome Kaz, Millie, Vera, Amy. Oh, Amy's awake. Welcome Kimberlyn. Welcome. I just wonder if I'm still mulling over the decision what to colour. Oh, honestly, I've been struggling with my motivation the last couple of days. I haven't really felt in the mood for much of anything. But yeah, just love the adult chat to VH. Yeah, I just thought that's nice, Lucy. Kimberlyn's feeling a bit better with your COVID. That's good. Coming out the other side. Hi Leandri, welcome. Hi Amanda. I was at the doctor's yesterday. It's my heart failure. Decided I wanted an acute flare-up at the past 2 weeks, and I want a double dose of my diuretics for the week. Hope things start to improve with you, Angie. So I went to buy some clothes that didn't fit, and some dice fell into my bag by mistake. Oops. I didn't steal them, I just didn't meant to buy them. Love that, Millie. Hi Marielle, welcome in. So yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of feeling like just doing a colour by number with you guys. And then something nice and vaguely mindless. You guys can help me pick the book. We do have quite a few options. Right. Not that one. Let me get all my options. Right. So we got Vitro Seasons, Vitro Tome 2, the Grand Classiques Tome 11, Family, Nature, Heroes and Villains, Princesses and Petty Princesses. So if anyone wants to shout out what they'd like to see, I can do a poll or something like that. I've nearly finished your Page and Cozy Winter Bliss. Nice. This isn't even all of my colour by numbers, I'll be honest. But they're the ones that I felt like picking out. I did do one earlier today. It's the only page I coloured today in Love Story, so I didn't choose that one. My pile's in the way. Here's what I did earlier. Nice Christmassy one. I actually put a colour by number book in my car. I might buy it after Christmas. Nice. Yeah, I did do a Pokemon one. I was watching Vera's stream last night. I did. Snorlax. It turned out nice and cute. It's quite fiddly actually with all the grass that go around. I'm supposed to be studying, but screw it for tonight. Went to the movies tonight and watched Zootopia 2. It was awesome. Nice. Vitro Looney Tunes Tome 3 in my car. Not sure what else to get. I'm going to pick out a couple of options. I'm going to Vitro. I haven't coloured in Princesses in ages and ages. Over a year ago, so let's have that as an option. Actually, let's grab Monde Fantastiques as an option as well. Maybe something else I haven't coloured in that much. Did I already? Yeah, I did. I've done too many in Heroes and Villains. Okay, those are my 4 options. Just do a quick poll. Option. And then, what's the other one? Monde Fantastique. Okay. Which I'll give you some quick flips of each of them whilst the poll is live. Just like the solutions, so yeah, let's start with Princesses. Filled with lots of different princesses. This was my first ever colour by number, so it's a special one, and I've been going through this one in order, so it would be whichever one I've got next, which is Cinderella here. That would be for sure. That's Princesses. Oh, why is my webcam being so delayed? Can you not, please? There is a Christmassy Belle page in Princesses. I could go rogue and do that. Vitro, Tome 2. I love this one with the stained glass backgrounds. I'd probably... I don't know what I'd pick. Actually, yes I do. I'd do one of the films that I've got going on, one of the characters. Hi Adele, welcome in. So my films for my Disney group are Oliver and Company and Finding Nemo. So is there a Finding Nemo one in here? Don't even know. No, but I do have Robin Hood as a character, or I could do these Monsters Inc. ones. That was our film from last month. Heroes and Villains. We've got some good options in here. I think there is an Oliver and Company one in here actually, although it's not necessarily the page I was planning on doing. I could do something differently. Yeah, there's the Oliver and Company ones. I've seen Colouring Heaven have a Wicked issue out, made me think of you and Zoe. Yeah, I saw it too. I had a flip through and I thought it was quite boring, like, not being funny. I thought it was quite boring just because how can I, it was just a load of portraits of just the same people in various poses, which, like, yeah, is to be understandable. Is Monde Fantastique. And I didn't think it would be that interesting for me to colour, and I think I'd get sick of just doing the green skin all the time. There wasn't much else going on the page. If it was a load of portraits and they were doing fun things or had other objects on the pages, then I might have been more inclined to do pick it up, but I was just like, there's just so many portraits of, here she is in the top corner, here she is in the middle, here she is, yeah, it was just a lot of repetitiveness. There we go, there's a flip of that one. I lost the poll and didn't vote. The poll should still be here. It hasn't finished yet. Oh, we do have someone that is winning at the moment. I'll give it another minute. Yeah, it's very character heavy. I wish there was a colour book with images like this, but not a colour by number. Yeah, there are. I've got some which are, well, Disney books that aren't colour by number. Not too many though. There's loads of these though on Lyrica. Of these, if you search for Disney Les Grands Carrés, loads of these come up, and these have single-sided Disney images that are non-colour by number. So these are some great options. Love Stories is a good one for just like characters. I think they're very cute. Yeah, there's lots of these types of books that have various different themes. Does it have any listed on the back or anything? Nope. This one I love, Princesses Through the Seasons. It's really like different. Like they're not just like screen grabs from the movies, they're clearly illustrated from their own brain. Really cool illustrations of all the princesses in various different seasonal situations. There's some lovely Christmas pages in here. And, well, yeah, all the seasons. Some which are full scenes, some like circular images. There's the one I've done. Bookmark. And then the other one I have is mandalas, which this is quite different. Oh, I've got a flag in here from potentially doing that for Good Dinosaur. Take that out now. But yeah, this tends to have repeating characters going on and then like a large one in the centre. It's really cool. I've got a few in here as whips. Only finished that one so far. But I like facing these with alcohol markers and it's lots of fun. And then another Disney book I have that isn't a colour by number. We have two. Disney Inspiration and A Year of Colouring. So this one I'd say has images that are the most kind of like similar in a way to the colour by numbers in terms of like detail and large spaces, and they are all double page spreads themed to different movies. But yeah, I've done a full flip through of that on the channel. And then Disney Inspiration, you've got coloured examples on one page and then two versions to colour yourself. So you have two versions of each page. It is so stunning, this book. In fact, is there something in here for either of my films this month? I keep forgetting what they are. Oliver and Company and Monsters Inc. I don't think there is, from my memory of flipping through this. But there's lots of great films. I used to do a list at the front of the book or something. I often do for myself. It's got the Black Cauldron, which that's very underrepresented in colouring books. So yeah, those are some non-colour by number Disney books. Ugh. Right, let's end this poll, see what is won. And it is Princesses. So, that'll be nice. Looking at my pages in it, so the reason I abandoned this was because, well, one, I got other books and I found that exciting, and two, I messed up Pocahontas' skin tone. My markers were running out, she's got a weird dark neck, it's all splotchy, it just looks awful, but just turn it over and move on to the next one and it'll all be fine. Nemo was the other movie. Yes, that's right. Oh yes, Monsters Inc. was the previous month. I keep forgetting what the movies are. Thanks, Leandro. What have I missed? The Petit Poupées are so cute. They are so cute. My colouring today is 20% actual colouring, 30% chatting in streams, 50% cuddling a cat. Love that, Adele. Love that. I'm of the minority that doesn't do colour by number. I mean, literally, completely understand people who don't like colour by numbers. Like, you do you. But for me, they are a way for me to actually colour without having to necessarily think about what I'm doing. Right, I need to find a black paint pen that actually has ink. That one does. And you guys can see my process of how to do it. What else was it? I agree about the Inspired by Wicked issue. It's very portrait heavy. There were still enough pages I would want to do, make it worthwhile to me, but it's not anything I will do all the pages. Yeah, for me, I've got to like the majority of the book for me to get it. Ooh, Amanda's going to stream next week on Tuesday. I was going to do Wednesday, but I seen today that Piggy's planned to do that. Yes, if If you hadn't seen my post, I've decided to just stream on Fridays for the rest of the year, or for the time being. I've just been struggling with energy a lot recently. And Joe from Piggy Pens is going to be streaming on Wednesday instead, during kind of like my time slot that I used to be using. So check out Joe Piggy Pens for the stream on Wednesday. Thanks for showing me. I haven't really looked into it much. Yeah, there's so many. I recommend, Amanda, checking out Megan at I was about to say Disney Megs. I still do that. Meg's Colouring Corner. Look up her channel, and then Disney Colouring Book Collection. She is like the queen of Disney books. She gets them all. So she is a great place to look if you want to find Disney books that aren't colour by numbers. Hiya Pure Nightmare, welcome in. Oh, Oliver and Company is your fave Disney film. Nice. You're working on your Oliver and Company page right now in my Disney Classics colouring book. Nice. You do them when you're tired. I've got the page picked out for the Oliver and Company from Tome 11. The double page spread here. I want to do that one. And then, what's the other one? Finding Nemo. I can't remember what I'd picked out yet for Finding Nemo. I need to find something. Oh, no, I've just got colour by numbers everywhere. Still busy with November pages. Hi Paulina, welcome in. Feel like I need to put a new stream calendar, a December stream calendar. Yeah, that would be a good idea. I mean, if you just update the Google Doc, like the link will update itself. Yeah, because Steve's not going to be streaming for the rest of the year. So I've been doing this book in order, but I do quite like the idea of doing one of the Christmas themed pages. I think there are two. There's this one, a bell, and then there's another one, I'm pretty sure. This one. I think I prefer this one, just because there's more colours going on there. This one's very, very red focused. There's a lot of red. So let's do number 70. And then it just means that when I get to doing it in order, and if it's not Christmas, I won't feel like, oh, I don't want to do this now. Nails are nearly dry, then time for the Chaos filming spree, so I will be leaving. I've got a mile-long to-do list to do today. No worries, Amy. Have a good rest of your day. Hello, ATX Rock. What? Sorry. What should we call you? ATX Rock. Welcome, welcome. I like to get people's names right, so do correct me. Is Piggy Pens doing every Wednesday in December or just next Wednesday? I think... I don't know. You'll have to ask her. I don't want to speak for her. Right, I'm just going to shake this pen. Right. Be interesting. Like, you guys can kind of pretty much see nothing right now, and then it will slowly come to life. But this one's a good one. So something I like to do with these books, because you've got this inside flappy bit, I like to put it onto the page that I'm doing, so then if I want to check any details, I can easily flip back and refer to this. So yeah, this is nice because pretty much all the outlines are black. The only ones that aren't are the face and the present, but I do all my outlines in black, even if it says not to. I always do black outlines. And then I always have a scrap bit of paper off to the side that I can push the pen. Because if it's ever not flowing, just give it a pump and it'll work. Oh, it's going to be a struggle fitting this all in. Let me see if I can just move the camera up slightly while still not showing you my messy desk. It's got you a bit more in frame. And then once I'm done with this bottom corner, it should be alright. Hiya Vicky, welcome in. Oh, your name's Rebel. Lovely. Welcome Rebel, thanks for joining. I'm putting my toe in the water on Tuesday, we'll see how it goes. It will be pretty late as I'll have to wait until baby's in bed and husband is quiet. No problem. It's always good to have people streaming at a variety of times as well anyway. I think Jo was saying that she couldn't necessarily commit to a regular date because she likes to record when her husband's not home. So it will depend on his work schedule kind of thing. So I don't think it will be regular. I'm just going to put you on for just next Tuesday and you can ping me when you know the time. Nice. We wouldn't have your messy desk, honestly. It is atrocious. Oh, come on. Come back. There we go. Oh. I've ruined it. There we go. I'm in a group chat with some people and Yolanda sent a picture of her I've got hair at the end of that, sorry. Yolanda sent a picture of her setup and it's so neat and tidy. She's got this double monitor situation going on and I showed a picture of mine and it's so chaotic. But that's the way I like it. I like being able to just grab things right here, right now. I sent one in another chat and it's gross compared to everyone else's, literally. I know people hate mess, but I like that I know that, oh okay, well my extenders and pens and whatnot are there. I'm working on a project, I'll chuck that over there. If things get too crazy, I just push it away. I'm colouring on a literal kitchen table, so yeah, you gotta be a bit more considerate when you're not got a dedicated space for it. You didn't send one in the other chat because you were so embarrassed. Can't be much worse than mine. I'd love to be tidy, I just don't have the space. Yeah. I mean, the desk is bad. Everywhere else. I look like I live where an explosion's happened. There's stuff everywhere. Stuff on the floor, stuff on the bed that's next to me. Because I have just a wooden board that I put on top of the bed that's next to me. And that's got piles of stuff on it. I've been meaning to do a big organisation of things because the drawer underneath my desk is a mess and I'd like it to have better things, like better organisation. Because at the moment a lot of the space is being taken up by my case of Brute Funa squares, and that could go in another set of drawers that I've got. Honestly, I tidy things up though. Like, at a point I had all my pencil cases on a bookshelf, but I like having them on the floor next to me because I can just pick them up and grab them. I'm terrible, I really am. My bedroom's a mess as well. I've always been a messy space kind of person. Yeah, bedroom's a mess, but it's like, you know where everything is. Yeah, exactly. I don't like hitting random loose pencils with my knuckles whilst gaming. Yeah, after seeing everyone's made me want to have a sort out. Yeah, for me it's mainly the drawer that I want sorting and the bed, because there's just so much junk on the bed. But I've got my fancy case of Brute Funeral Squares, not Brute Funeral Squares, Albert Dürers there. So those live there. And then if I've got any videos I want to film with it, like a stack of books, I'll put the stack of books on the bed, and I'll move, say I need space to do the stream, I'll move my journals over there. So I've got lots of journals. And then I've got my drawers of washi tape, which those also need sorting out. I could do with like a washi tape proper organisation system. It was nicely organised, and then I bought more. And then it wasn't anymore. Yeah, the past couple of days the inspiration for colouring hasn't been there. I've been sat at my desk, sort of gone, okay, what do I colour now? Opened a page and gone, nope. Or done one tiny section on the page and then said I'm done. And I always say, like, if the inspiration isn't there, don't force it, because if I force it, then things don't turn out the way I want it to. Whereas colour by numbers, if things don't turn out the way I want it to, it's no big deal. My mindless colouring time. So I was going to do a page from the Colour Me Christmas Kids. I just didn't have a plan for it, and if I didn't have a plan for it, I'd be winging it, which sometimes is okay, but if you're not in the inspiration mood, then that's not good. And it's a buddy colour page, so I do want it to turn out nicely. Piggy Pens is Joe, right? Yes, you're right. Joe's sitting here like a Wally watching a blank screen. Hiya, Shelley. I hope you're doing well too. Excited for my Lonely Pumpkin Christmas? Yes. I'll have to go through my comments after stream and do a little tally chart for which pages have the most votes. If you haven't watched that video, it went up today. It's a very quick video, just going through Lonely Pumpkin's Christmas, and I asked that you put 3 favourite pages in the comments. That's okay, don't we all go through that? Exactly, yeah. I think it's because, like, at the end of the month I have so much that I want to get done, I get into like hyper focus mode. And then when it becomes to the beginning of the month, I have so many options, so many things that I could do that I don't know what to do. So when it comes to doing it, because I don't have that time pressure, the motivation's got... I can't explain my brain. But knowing, okay, I've got to do this within this amount of days, I actually... Like, the inspiration, in a way I force it, but also, like, I thrive under pressure. I always have. I hate it, but I thrive. It was the same at school. Like, I was not the type of person that would prepare, like, start an essay when it was assigned, I would wait until the couple of days before and then start it and do it all in one go, rather than doing it little bits over time. I was going to say I'm trying to choose what book to take to work. It's going to be a buddy book so I can get ahead, but I think I'll take Lonely Pumpkin Christmas and just colour in that loads. Love the sound of that. Okay, calendar's updated. You can find it in the description box. So yeah, if you check the link there, you'll be able to see the updated version. Same, I'll do it the night before at times, literally. Yeah. I mean, at uni it was slightly different because you couldn't leave things to the last minute. I mean, you can, but you couldn't say start it the day before. Like, that would be insane. But I wouldn't start it until a couple of weeks beforehand. The same thing with lectures. I would binge them. I wouldn't bother going to university because my university, for most modules, they recorded lectures so you could watch them on replay. So I would binge them all right at the end of the semester, which was really boring. But I'd get them all out of the way rather than having to get up at 9 AM, go to campus. Nah. I've always been good at binging. Ooh, come. What did I study? I did psychology at university. Trying to do a better job updating it so people aren't confused. Should have updated when Stephen just made Kimberlyn, this isn't your job, love. You don't have to do any of it. So don't apologise. We appreciate it. Most of my degree was pre-COVID, so we had to attend lectures. Half of mine was. COVID happened literally midway through, so when COVID hit, I was like, for university-wise, I was kind of relieved because it meant that everyone had to watch the pre-recorded lectures. And I didn't feel bad of like not attending because everyone was doing the same. Yeah, for me it was midway through year 2 of uni. So I basically only had 1 year of uni where it was COVID, because the way my uni did it, we didn't do anything for the second semester pretty much, because we had only just started our second semester in early March, and then, well, late March was when everything shut down. So we had one assignment that we had to do, and I think we just had to pass it, but it didn't matter what, like, mark we got. And other than that, we had nothing to do, because we were just sort of given a pass. I think it was whatever marks we got for the first semester, that, like, it matched with the second semester, which was a bit annoying because it meant that you couldn't improve. But they had this, a lot of universities had this a no detriment policy is what they called it, where you couldn't do any worse because of COVID. But for my uni and my course, it turned out to be more of a no improvement policy, because if you hadn't performed as well as you may have wanted to in the first semester, it was tough shit. That was the marks you got for the second semester. But it meant that when it came to doing exams in year 3, they were all online. They had no way of knowing that you were doing it all from memory, so pretty much open book exam, multiple choice, easy 100%. I had one course which it was actually a good exam for COVID times. The fact that they knew it was online, the way he structured it was really good in terms of like not being able to cheat, because it was more like comprehension questions rather than multiple choice. There were some which were like, what is the name of this term, which you could look up and find that out, but a lot of them were more like short essay questions like you'd get for A levels and things like that. So that worked, I think, better as an online exam, because he recognised that you could have an open book, but or search the answers, but the way you worded it or sort of your comprehension of it would depend on how well you actually performed. Have you hit like your last couple of weeks? Yeah, that was... If I had actually stayed the course that I started doing, that would have been me. It would have been in my final year, because I originally started uni doing nursing and then changed courses in my second year, so I did an extra year of uni. Bought a bullet journal from Ryman Stationery and the paper is so transparent. Yeah, Leuchtturms are terrible. Oh, they're a dream compared to this. I thought you were on about a Leuchtturm. Yeah. It's funny, when bullet journaling was first a thing, the big journal to get was a Leuchtturm. And they were terrible paper. It was so thin and transparent. Unless you were just using like a biro pen, anything would shadow through. And then it wasn't until sort of bullet journaling became more popular, like other dot grid journals started existing with thicker paper. I've never coloured a colour by number. Are the lines given where you need to colour? Right, let me hold it up. Still not quite sure if you can see. But there's outlines with numbers in. So you can like roughly see the outline shapes, and you just learn to know how it works, kind of thing. The camera's not picking it up the best. But I start off with my black outline with a paint pen, so then I have an idea of where all the colour's going. And you sort of learn the sort of thickness of it. Hiya Jasmine, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I had to homeschool my child during COVID, and it was then that I realised they do 20 minutes of actual work. Yeah. I can imagine homeschooling was an absolute nightmare. I love writing on Tomo River paper, so I love that ghosting. Fair enough. I like the ones that begin with an M you can get from W.H. Smith, so should have just gotten that. I get mine from Stationery Island on Amazon. I really like their journals. But I've had a whole variety in the past. Oh, did I miss someone coming in? Oh, hi Sam, welcome in. Sorry that missed you there. You don't know how parents did it, literally. I mean, it was a terrible time for education if you think about it. And like, thinking about those sort of like 5-6-year-olds starting school who missed out on so much social development, it'll be interesting seeing like psychological studies of like how COVID impacts the growth of children who missed out on their first year of school. As a psychology student, that kind of thing interests me. So glad I finished university in 2019 before the nonsense hit. Yeah, you were lucky. Vera's finished your microcosm page. Hate it, but it's done. Oh no. Wow. Not every page can be your favourite, eh? Not every page can be a win, and that's okay. Which one did you do, Vera? Because I missed that part of your stream. I found it easy because he's my kid, and in fact I liked it. I feel like I actually helped him. A lot of the kids suffered though because their parents had to work or didn't bother. Yeah, and that's the trouble. Like, not every person has that kind of teaching capability or has the patience for it. Or in some cases even has like the knowledge. Kane was in primary 2. Primary 2. The same as, I don't know if the I think Scottish years are slightly different, because year 2 for us would be from ages 7 to 8, I think. No, reception is year 4 to 5. Year 1 is 5 to 6. Year 2 is 6 to 7. There you go. I like these colour by number books, but I don't have the patience for the outline as I don't have a steady hand. These ones are okay because they're very thick. There are other books like the Love Stories. Don't recommend that if you don't have a steady hand because they are very thin. But these, they do have a bit of because the outlines are so thick, they have a bit of like sort of lenience to them. If you do it slightly outside the lines, it's okay. And then using a paint pen and then using markers means that you don't have to be so precise when doing the colouring as you would with like acrylic paint, which is why I like using markers instead of paint pens for the whole thing. He was 6 in primary 2. Ugh. As in, he started off 2 and he was 6, or he started off 2 and he was 5. You know what, I can bloody Google this. Just Google it. Primary 2 in Scotland, same as year 2 England? No, it's not the same. It's year 1. Okay. Okay. Year 1. I like teaching Year 1. Depends on your birthday though. Well, yeah, I mean, unless you were born on the 1st of September, where you would start at 6 years old rather than 5 years old, if that makes sense. Majority, almost all. Yeah, because I do know the Scottish teaching system is ever so slightly different to England and Wales are the same. So the national curriculum is England and Wales, and Scotland has their own. So, Amanda, when your kids start secondary school, it's secondary 6? Would that be right? They'd be going into year 6? Because ours start secondary school at year 7. Oh, you started primary when you were 5 and your brother was 4. He started high school at 11 and I started when I was 12. Ours would all be like, for us, the school year starts September 1st, but say you start on the 3rd of September, like your school starts, then that would be the age differences. But the cut-off age is that. And then reception is slightly different because parents can choose whether to have their kids start reception when they're 4. They don't have to, but when they turn 5 they have to be in reception. And that's like our first proper year of schooling in primary. We call it first year to 6th year in high school. Okay. Yeah, so for us it would go year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10, year 11. Year 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we have 12 and 13. And that's... So you only have to go up to 6? Oh. Oh, but if you start... I don't know. I'm getting confused. Hiya Amy, good evening, welcome in. My kinders then are now 6th graders. I can definitely tell a difference in maturity level and behaviour, for sure. So I was born on March 20th, my brother February 13th. Same as me! I share the same birthday as your brother. The cut-off is February 20th or something, and school starts at some time in August, different every year. That's weird. Like, I'm sorry. To have your school age cut-off date be different from your school start date. That's weird. like, objectively, that's weird. Like, sorry Scotland, but that's weird. Yeah, the only time you would have kids starting at a different age would be, say, as a child born on the 1st of September, they start reception at age 5, whereas someone who is born on the 1st of October would be 4, and say that the school year started on the 2nd of September because that's the Monday or whatever. That would be the only exception of people starting at different ages. I don't need to worry about it because you don't go to school anymore. Very true. To be fair, I don't think it's entirely due to COVID. I think we are seeing a lot of change through the fact that screens are rewiring their brains. Also true. And during that COVID time there was an even greater emphasis on screen time because it's quick and easy for parents to give kids whilst they were home the entire time, which I don't blame them. our stuff works completely different. We have grade RRR, RR, and R. RRRR. And then you start grade 1 the year you turn 7. So primary school is grade 1 to 7, and high school is grade 8 to 12. And our school years run from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. I like that. And it's like, so, that must be a southern hemisphere thing then, because I know in Australia their school year starts in January, like basically so to coincide with their different summer holidays being at a different time of year. But I think that makes sense to be like, okay, the kid born on the 1st of January is the oldest in the class, rather than the kid born on the 1st of September. But I'm like, no matter when your school starts, that should be kind of cut off for ages, I think, at least. Like to say you start in August, have it be the start of August. Be where it is. There was a whole 9 months of difference between me and my best friend, and it was wild, lol. I mean, it's crazy when you get kids who, one was born in September and then the other was born at the end of August the following year. It's, well, a whole year between them almost. But you'd get that no matter when the cut-off date would be. It's just the way ages and years work. You've got to cut off someone. That's not the cut-off here in the States either. I think our cut-off is later in the fall, so you can start kindergarten when you're 4 if you have an autumn birth date. Ah. Also, schools are now 1-to-1, meaning every kid has a device, so they are on screen so much, and they have cell phones, so yeah, they do. I can't fathom how a preteen needs a computer in their pocket 24/7. And again, I thought I forgot my phone at home the other day and realised I had zero anxiety about 10 years ago, literally. I can defer my little girl a year, it's born end of August. Yeah, if I feel she isn't ready. I think very, 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 very few people do that though, Lucy. Just because otherwise she would be a year older than everyone if you deferred her a year. Yeah, so the way school works in the UK is reception is the first year of primary school, and that starts when the kids are 4, and then they'll turn 5 that year at school. So it's not compulsory for kids until they're 5 years old to have to go to school regularly. So say you've got a summer baby, or I don't know if it's until they turn 5 or like within a few months before they turn 5, because some summer babies, they won't start school until maybe midway through the year of reception, and that's like the parent's choice. I know for me, I was one of the youngest in the class because I was February, and my class was split over 2, so we had one full reception class that was for the younger ones, and then one which was mixed with year 1, because my school did that. And I was always in a class that was with a year above me, so I was always the younger of the 2 years. So I was the reception in the reception year 1 class. I was year 1, year 2 class, and so on and so forth, up until year 6 when I was in a class with just year 6. And then I think just after I left is when my school decided to stop doing that, because it's just weird how in primary school you'd have kids of different ages, because from studying the national curriculum there's a lot of differences, especially when you're going between different key stages. Maybe I can defer to like Feb. There used to be 2 intakes. Yes. Yeah. They do like transitional things. There's different options. Yeah. There can be exceptions. I started at 6 and turned 7 in January, and Mum said I had to pass a check that I'm ready. Oh, nice. There is no chocolate in the house and it's a complete travesty. Ooh, Amanda, you've just reminded me of my advent calendar. And my advent calendar this year is a tub of heroes. Because this was 25p cheaper than an advent calendar. And so what I've been doing is opening it and picking out 2 at random each day, although I didn't pick out 2 yesterday because I wasn't hungry. Oh, there we go. So those are my chockies for the day, because I counted and I could have 2 a day rather than just 1. I'll start with the fudge. Yeah, you've got plenty of years to worry about that, Lucy. Our school cut-off for primary 1 is end of February, so anyone born after February went into the next year. Oh. I have crisp, but I want chocolate. I have to go to Tesco before work. Yeah. Emergency stop. I've got chocolate stuck at the back of my throat now. If I move counties, there's a lower, middle and upper where I'm used to primary and secondary. Yeah, the UK is so weird. Actually, no. England and Wales is so weird. England, I think. I don't think Wales does this. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there are some areas in England that have middle schools. The next town over from me, where my mum grew up, is a middle school system, but then the town I grew up didn't have a middle school system, and it will just be like, sometimes it's specific counties, sometimes it's just one town where you'll have the middle schools. And everything is so like standardised. It seems weird that the sort of years of which schools are at hasn't been standardised yet. It's funny. Yeah, it's like I had someone start in my year, in year 8, because she'd just finished middle school or something like that, and then decided to join our school. You mean infant, junior, senior school? Yes. Pretty sure. I'd have to get dressed to go to the shops, literally. The wanting of chocolate, but the not wanting to get up. Is it those times where I check out Tesco Whoosh and I think, no, I'm not paying for that. That is insane. I'll just do without. Be good. I know there's a private board optional school not too far from me that goes from reception through to year 8, and they have to filter into regular secondary schools. Yeah, interesting. There's some private schools which are from 5 to 16 or 5 to 18, which is kind of crazy. They're all kind of integrated into one. Where I went to school, it was a state boarding school. So we had people from all over, and even from people from different countries, and some people who had come here from different countries would be in a year different than what they would be in the UK, because that was the year that they would have been schooled at before. So they were like, I know one of my friends was actually older than someone in the year above her. So we had weird things like that happen in my school. Hi Tara, welcome in. Thanks for joining. Ooh, what next? I'm going to go dairy milk. We have preschool, nursery, primary and high school, secondary. The way I did it was nursery, preschool, primary, then secondary. I find the whole boarding school thing fascinating. It's very unique. I'll put it that way. It's like my school's experience is very different from anyone that didn't go to my school, kind of thing. What did you miss? Oh, we're talking about schooling and how they differ from different places around the world. So for me, I was a boarding student from, I was about to say age 7, no, from year 7, so age 11 to year 11. It's too many. So from year 7 to year 11, so during secondary school time, I was a boarding student. And people hear boarding schools and they immediately think private schools, so you have to pay for education. That wasn't my school. My school was one of, I think it's about 20 something schools in the country which are state boarding schools. And by state, I mean schooling is free. We had to pay, obviously. Well, I didn't, not as a child. Parents had to pay, but that was for like boarding fees, so it wasn't too much, it wasn't crazy, but it was like living expenses of being in a boarding house. So I went there during the week and came home most weekends. Occasionally there'd be like fun trips to like Thorpe Park or whatever, and I'd stay over the weekend then. But the majority of the time I went home for the weekends. So from Sunday night till Friday afternoon I was at school, and we had a few different boarding houses scattered across the school, and yeah, you just basically lived on school grounds. And it was okay for a certain number of years, and then just got to a point where I missed the freedom, or where I wanted freedom. Like, everything was so restricted. Well, not so restricted, but like you had to go to meetings at certain times, you had to eat at a specific time, you had to eat what was given to you, so I would survive on packets of super noodles or Uncle Ben's rice if whatever was served to us for tea was disgusting. We didn't like it. And yeah, so that was very different. Hogsmeade. in a way. I hated school, got bullied throughout. Yeah, school wasn't my favourite thing. I had a worse time at primary school than I did at secondary school. Sounds like my worst nightmare. It definitely wasn't for everyone, but as a kid I was a very like secure kid. I never got homesick. Genuinely, I never once got homesick. And I think it was because of the fact that I knew I'd go home. in 5 days' time. Like, it wasn't that long. There were times towards the end where I got sick of being at school and I wanted to be done. In fact, I was going to go to a secondary school more local to me for sixth form, and then I spent one day there and went nope, and then stayed at the school I was, but I didn't board for sixth form. I went on the bus each day. As American, everything I know about boarding schools from Harry Potter or reading Roald Dahl's memoir of his childhood, and I'm sure none of it's accurate. Well, Roald Dahl's memoir is accurate because that's his experience, but yeah, I mean, the other classic in the UK is like Mallory Towers, another boarding school themed book series, but again, nothing like what actually happens. It's very basic and boring. You have a dorm. It's kind of like university in a way, but instead of having flatmates or housemates, you are in the same room. So usually it was around 4 people in a room. One year I had 5 people, and you had your own beds, own little desks and set-up areas. At a certain time you had to go to a common area and do homework. It was different times for different year groups. So for year 7 you only had to do an hour a day, and year 8 you only had to do an hour a day. Year 9, I think it was an hour every other day and 2 hours every other day, and then from year 10 and 11 it was 2 hours you had to do every day. And then you had like free time after school, you could go do clubs and whatnot. But yeah, you just kind of lived and slept with people you went to school with. Some of them I got on with, some of them I absolutely could not stand. Unfortunately, I was in a boarding house that I didn't have my close friends at school with in. I asked to move twice and they wouldn't let me both times, and that caused me to fall out with the school really, and just start to really loathe my time there, because they weren't very fair towards me. But it all seems so trivial now looking back. You could go to the town to go to the shop, and by the shop I mean you had the option of going to Budgens or Londis. Where I went to school, it was in a tiny town, I think one of the smallest towns in the country. Boarding school was a wild concept to me. Your parents just don't bring you up for the whole time you're at school. Yeah, it is weird. And like, going to university for me wasn't that kind of scary of a concept. Like, I'd already spent quite a few years of my life having to fend for myself in a way. Like, you didn't have to cook or anything like that, but you had to manage your own time pretty well. For me, it was a very difficult adjustment coming back home for sixth form and having that sort of difference of expectations, because my parents didn't expect much of us when we were home, because it was like, okay, you're home, it's time for you to chill out. And then when I came to being home all the time for sixth form, Mum was like, right, you need to have some responsibilities. So it was like learning those kind of like boundaries. It was a interesting time. Went to boarding school for a few years, hated every minute of it till I went back to first school. That was fair enough. Oh, Niles was so long ago, it must be different now. Yeah. And he probably went to a private one, which is slightly different as well. A lot more posher. I was very quite average. But we would do sneaky things like order a pizza to the lay-by outside the school where no one could see us, and then go hide and eat it on a hill, sort of thing. Escaping to a school field to go have a water bottle fight. I wasn't much of a rule breaker, but I did partake in a couple of these cheeky things. I mean, some kids very much break the rules, like there was some kids in my sister's year who got caught brewing cider in their dorm. Hi Michelle, welcome in. I would miss my kids far too much for that. Honestly, my mum was like, it's weird because people are like, oh, that seems so horrible to send your kids away, and it's like, it wasn't horrible. And for me, in my perspective, my parents did it because they hated the schools in my area. They weren't good schools, and so to go to a boarding school and for it to only be weekly was a good thing. But it was a much nicer school than any of the ones in my area. But yeah, I think after having that experience, I don't think I would personally send my kids to boarding school. But I don't resent it. I do wonder what it would have been like not going to boarding school. And I will never know. I will never know. The idea of going home, on your way home, going to a friend's house to hang out. That as a concept doesn't exist to me. A lot of my friends lived quite a bit further away from me because my school was, say, here. A lot of them lived over here, whereas I lived over here. So it would take about an hour to get to them. So they would all meet up and then I'd just be... Because the boarding school was in Somerset and I'm in Wiltshire, and most of people at the school came from Somerset area. Almost no one came from Wiltshire. Then you had some people who were coming from London. I had a couple of friends who lived in the Caribbean, and they would only go home 2 or 3 times a year. Hi, Creeping at Colourful, welcome in. And hi Amy, you're laid up with some kind of lurgy. Oh no. I also can't imagine boarding school. Even my uni was so close to home, I just drove in each day. Fair enough. Yeah, dorm living was a very difficult adjustment for me. Did your sister go to the same school? Yes, she did. I would have liked boarding school, I think. I was pretty neglected as a kid. Oh, sorry to hear that, Amy. Yeah, it was interesting, trips and things like that, they didn't bother me. Going away for a few days to a different country, yeah, great fun. And then going to university, the idea of living with people, kind of done that. I mean, it's a very different situation living at uni. I mean, in the UK, it is very, very, very uncommon to have people living in the same room. You have your own individual flats. You have your own individual rooms within a flat, and you share just the kitchen space. There's a few places in uni where you'd have shared rooms, but they are very few and far between. Went to Somerset for a youth group trip long. Love that. I went to a convent school taught by nuns. Nothing scares me. Nice, Angela. Bye, Amanda. Have a good day. Not for me, Jess. I shared a room my first year, but mine wasn't a traditional uni. Yeah, there was some... I think every uni has a few flats which have shared rooms. Yeah, it just depends on, the setup of the university kind of campus dorm situation. It's weird though, almost because I'd done boarding school, I was like, I don't want to share a room with someone ever again. No thank you. I ain't doing that. So I didn't even want to share a bathroom, to be honest, anymore. 1960s, so my dad would only get home for summer. Other than that, just wrote letters. Oh. My dad was in boarding school of art since the age of 10. He tells me stories, but it's so hard to imagine. Oh wow, yeah. Right, pre-med now. Yeah, going to a boarding school is a very, very niche thing in the UK. It really is. Like, in my life, I've met one person ever that also went to a boarding school that wasn't the one that I went to. Sounds so wild to send your 10-year-old to school and not see him for 9 months. My grandma only let him because his older brother was also accepted, so they could look out for each other. Yeah, 10 is... that feels young. I mean, 11... bad enough. But 10? That's quite... And with my school, even those who were full boarders, it wouldn't be for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time. We had these things called exi-out weekends, where you had to have someone, you had to go home. So you had your full term holidays, so like Easter, Christmas, summer holidays, everyone went home then. You had your half term holidays, so in February, October, May, everyone had to go home then. But then sort of in between, kind of like the quarter terms, so halfway in between each of the half terms, you'd have an exi-out weekend where everyone would have to go home from the boarding house, but you didn't have to like clear your stuff out like you would at the half-term holidays. So even those who came from different countries, they had to, when they started school, they have to have guardians that live in the UK that could come and take them, not take them, but take them home for those exi-out weekends. So I think it was probably no more than about probably 4 weeks that you'd be at school without an exi-out weekend. Maybe 5, I don't know. It's hard to remember because, well, it didn't really apply to me. It's because it was so long ago, it wasn't easy to just go home. Yeah, well, because we had like sort of trains and whatnot. People in London could go on the train home for the weekend sort of thing. It's the opposite for the States. They pack us in like sardines, but there are a few buildings with separate bedrooms and a shared community space for maybe 5 to 6 students. Oh. Ours was a hall of residence in Camberwell for music college students. After first year I shared a house in East London for a further 3 years. Interesting. And Dad told us how his uncle would pick them up with a literal horse wagon. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Is that the 1960s or the 1860s? That sounds wild. Right, just checking the outlines of this because I'm making them black outlines, but they're not supposed to be. So just double checking which letter that is. It's E. E. Because sometimes in these colour by number books, especially for things like skin or coloured objects, they will do a darker version of that rather than black for the outline. But I like to have everything just be black, so I change it. I have done pages in here where I did follow it, like here with the Aladdin and Jasmine I use the dark brown one, but I just prefer how the black looks. I prefer how bold it is. Like Snow White I did there with the different coloured outlines. Just didn't care for it. Like black. Oh, just Soviet era things. What is this book? This is Princesses Colour by Number. Cars were so hard to get, most people simply did not have them, so yes. 1960s in Eastern Europe was very different from the West. Interesting, Adele. I'm lucky I never needed university housing because I've heard of some stories. Oh gosh, what stories? Mould, windows that did not close properly, people stealing any food that isn't locked down because the kitchen is shared. Ugh, yeah. I was lucky I had a good bunch of flatmates that then became housemates when we moved out of halls. Hiya Dawn, hope you're doing well. Vera's going to bed, was waiting for the washer to finish, have to get up early because of work tomorrow. Thanks for streaming, thanks for joining us. I've also got to get up early for work tomorrow. Started at 7 AM and it's my first time that I've got someone shadowing me at work, which will be exciting. And we really need a new staff member in our area because I'm kind of still one of the newest people that have started, and I started back in January. We had someone else start about a month after, and another one a month after that. We've had multiple people leave, and absolutely no one to replace them, which is terrible. We've had a couple of new starters recently who did one shift and then said nope, handed in the notice, so we've got our fingers crossed for this person tomorrow. Hope things go well. Hope I don't scare him off. I was chatting with another carer and she was like, just say how amazing the company is. Just tell them it's incredible, they do everything for you, anything you want they give. And I mean, it's by no means a horrible company to work for, but there are definitely annoyances. Gets what you teach trained to work, literally. Most people hate doing shadow shifts because they don't know what to do, but I feel like I've always enjoyed training people at work. Well, yeah, teacher as well, but my last job I enjoyed training. But this isn't necessarily, you're not training them, they've had their training. They're just shadowing you, and I don't know if this is their first shift, their second, or what. I don't know if they've been a carer in the past. I have no idea. We'll find out tomorrow. Luckily we've got quite a nice run, so it should be a good morning. And then as soon as I finish, I'm in holiday mode. I've got the week off. To be fair, when my in-laws got their first kitten, he got exactly 0 mice, but the mouse problem they had just disappeared. It's like the mice saw the cat, picked up and left, and they were like, yeah, I ain't dealing with that. I ain't risking it. Love that. Oh, I'm a carer Lucy, where I travel to different people's houses, do their personal care. Used to run the ECG course at the hospital I work at. Nice. We've had cats for 12 years now, and our male cat is a hunter and a half, bringing us all sorts of lovely presents. Oh dear. Lexi will occasionally catch things. It's quite rare though, and if she does, because we like let her out and then let her back in, we can tell by the sound of her meow if she's got something in her mouth, and we just won't let her in. She'll just be at the door like, argh. Usually it's birds she catches. But one time she did catch a mouse and bring it in, and I completely freaked out. I was home alone. I hate wild mice and rats. Ugh, they give me the heebie-jeebies. And I phoned my mum and I was like, "Mum, come home, I need you. She's got a mouse." She was like, "Just trap it somewhere." So I trapped it under a washing basket. They got home and it had gone. And I was like, "I'm not going downstairs until you've found that mouse." Just like a mork in the summer. Oh, disgusting. Oh, Millie's going to get ready for a holiday shindig. Thanks for the stream. I hope you have fun, Millie. My dad's gone out to a Christmas meal tonight. It's a bit of a random one actually, because my dad's an IT technician for the NHS, and he drives and travels to the different GP surgeries in the area. And one of the GP surgeries invited him out for a Christmas meal. We're just like, oh, okay. Get you. I don't think we have a Christmas meal with our work. We've got a Christmas meeting. Got a meeting we've all got to go to in the office not next week, the week after, where they're doing a Christmas raffle or something. Right, is that everything? Guarantee there's always some lines that I miss doing. In fact, I saw one just there. And another one there. I almost always have to go back in with the black paint pen and do another couple lines. Right. The ducks are out for a piss up. Exactly, they are. Cat's pretty good at catching flies. Yeah, Lex is like that too. She likes catching flies. That's next Friday. The work's Christmas party is this evening, but you're skipping, didn't fancy the commute. That's fair enough. Right, I am going to pop you guys on the Be Back Soon screen as I am going to the toilet. So I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm back and I've put on an hoodie because I was getting really cold sat here. Oh, this time of the evening my mum will have the heating off because downstairs she's got a fire going and I'm upstairs and I'm very cold. Oh, is that the black version of the White Ad tea straw? Yes. Comes in a pack of 6 and I do use these to their absolute completion. In fact, this still has a bit of ink left in it. And the same with this one. They last a long time. They really do. And you can see that you have properly used them up, which is quite satisfying. Yeah, I do like those. Right, now moving on to the fun colour. I think I'm going to start with her face because honestly, this kind of black hole with her mouth is terrifying me. It's like so creepy. We just get gifts from our company. This year it's going to be travelling backpacks. Ooh, interesting. Oh, welcome, 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 Anne, to the Queen Bumblebee tier. It's lovely to have you join us. Thanks for joining. I am hoping to get the next colour along up next week, as I've got my week off. Christmas is coming too fast. I still haven't done my shopping. Dawn, same. I'm hoping to get it all, or most of it, done next week whilst I'm off. I bought one person's presents yesterday at work. I had some time in between calls and I went and bought some books for my sister that she asked for. I'm pretty sure my Luna book is supposed to be delivered this evening, but it said it would be between 8 and 9, and it's 9:07 now. Amy, you're lucky. Mine's not due to be delivered until the 29th of December, and I'm very upset about that. Night, Kaz, off to do your dog walk. Wrap up warm, lovely. Hiya, Catherine, welcome in. Thanks for joining. Right, so 7 and 8 I need. Let's grab my colours of the world. I think medium almond. The trouble with these, oh no, actually that is the light colour. The light colour, no, that's too dark. Let's try the rosy ones. It's your 65th birthday on Christmas Day. Woo! Happy birthday for Christmas, Angela. If I layer, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just swatching out down the bottom here. That's what I tend to do. If I layer that with that, that's a perfect match. And that's another thing I love about using markers, is that you can layer colours to make better colour matches, whereas ow, I just clipped it on myself. Whereas with acrylic paint, like acrylic paint pens, you can't mix them. Tara's got to run. Hope you have a good rest of your day, Tara. Take care. Right, so I'll do that, and then what colour are her lips? C and D. C and D. C and D, so the ready colours. Let's go 13, yeah. And then maybe 15. So I have numbered all of my Crayola Super Tips. They don't come numbered. I do that myself. So, unless you have the exact same eyes as me, which I don't think you do, because that would be creepy. I couldn't tell you what numbers I use because they wouldn't be the same. Does anyone want to break the rules by colouring in a non-colouring book? Oh, what book are you on about? I know a lot of people coloured in the Ink House. Oh, you take the stickers on. Yeah, they do. These stickers do tend to peel up. I find it's worse. These are my older ones. The newer ones, they will kind of attach them to other ones. They will peel up like like this. I think them being in a box doesn't help as well. But you'll sometimes get two attached to one and stickers transfer to each other, but oh, sorry. But you get used to it. Right, then let's look for her hair. I like to get some colours out and then do all that and then move on. Trying to see the numbers without putting my head in the view. 5 for her eyebrows. Then we need 5 and 4 for her hair. 57. I'm going to start dyeing my hair, so we'll be lurking. I currently look like a badger with a grey stripe, so it's got to be done. Hey, you can rock the badger look. There's nothing wrong with that. That one's gone funny. Very dark. Sometimes you get a Crayola Super Tip that like it goes weird and it's a lot darker than it should be. I just kind of embrace it. Right, 86. It's a pretty good match. Still can't see. Talking about markers, does anyone have recommendations for good water-based markers? By good I mean they don't bleed through the paper and don't make screeching noises. Staedtler have some, I can't remember what they're called, but they're dual-ended, Staedtler dual-ended. Dual-tip markers. Yeah, Staedtler double-ended watercolour brush pen. They come in a big set. They're called the Design Journey double-ended felt tip pens. They're on my wish list actually because they have some nice colours in there that they don't have in the Crayola Super Tips. But those are a really good alternative. And they colour very similarly apparently to these. Good evening. I was about to say Piggy. Good evening, Joe. Welcome, welcome. It is Friday. We're doing a colour by number. Lucy's got to go. Take care, Lucy. Have a good night. Right, what else do I need? Because some colours, because I go over all the outlines with black, some colours I don't actually need in the end. Right. Let's find the colours for her outfit. So 2 and 3. That's a pretty good match. Let's have a Crayola colour of the world. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I need A and B. A and B, these kind of pinky purpley colours, which, ooh, that's going to be... See, it's colours like these. I just don't have anything like that in my Crayola Super Tips. It's this kind of like pinky purpley colour for her dress there. I do have the Ohuhu dual tip brush markers, which again, they don't have them either. Although 17, that's pretty good. These have also faded quite badly, so they're not the best colour matches. But I've just got them all in a shoebox. Why can't I see the numbers? Because they are quite faint. And they're loads of tiny numbers. And they come with loads of little squigglies. That's how it looks up close. I can see them quite clearly, but on camera it's very hard to see. Right, let's find 17. Oh, perfect, it's on the top there. Oh, that is a perfect colour match. Love that. And then maybe 96, if I can find 96. Sorry if you hear me rummaging around. Oh, there it is. Oh, perfect colour matches. So yeah, occasionally I'll dip into these. I used these a lot during the start of this book, but they do have a tendency to bleed through. They're very, very juicy. So occasionally they will bleed through, but I don't care. I don't care enough. And I find they're quite streaky. Although they're pretty similar to the Crayola Super Tips. Said they look a lot like a set I had in high school that felt amazed, but I had to give them away to my niece later because I thought I'd never use markers in my adult life. Oh. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Right, done a dress, done that. Oh, what do I want? Oh yeah, these bits. What's that? 0 and C and Q and P. Q. Forgetting you can't see. Q is. You know what? I'm going to worry about that later. I just want to get some colour down. Right, I'm going to start with this one. This is Light Medium Rose from the Crayola Colours of the World set for 7, and I'm layering it up with the medium almond. So because this is the shade, I'll lay that down first, and I'll colour all over the top with the lighter marker. Because you can see it's a very pinky toned, but then when layered with the other one, it'll all turn out nicely. If you're ever wanting to layer 2 markers, or sometimes I will layer the same marker on top of itself to darken it. You do the darkest colour first, and then whatever's the lightest you kind of can just go all over the top, the whole thing. That's my tip, if it even makes sense. It's definitely available here and cheap, thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, I've heard great things about them. Zoe's Cozy Colouring has them and really likes using those. Says they're a great sort of, not even alternative, but like addition to the Crayola Super Tips. Just with their slightly different colours. It's nice that they have a fine line at end, so if you've got some really tiny details you can use them for that. Usually I get my head up very, very close to here, but because you guys are here, I'm going to try and not do that. Try my best not to show my head. Right, is that everything? I think so. I can already hear my husband saying, "More markers? Really?" How do I explain to him that I need 3 different sets of markers? And I'm also thinking about a 4th. Literally, my parents say the same thing. They're like, "Pens, do you really need more pens? Do you really need more pencils?" And I'm like, yes. Yes, I do. The thing is, my parents really shouldn't judge, because they have their own kind of hobbies that they collect lots of stuff for. It's like, my mum enjoys scrapbooking. Do you really need more die cuts? My dad is all about DIY. Do you really need another drill? And if they comment on my the state of my colouring space. I'm like, look at your room. It's just as bad. Oh, welcome in Starlight. TGIF is all I got to say. Looking forward to the weekend then. I mean, markers, pens are different medium. Acrylic markers, alcohol markers, water-based markers, gel pens are not the same. Exactly. They are all different. They've got different purposes. Tell him to get used to it. Get used to using his hand. Oh, that's good, Angie. Right, then I'm just going over all of this. The lighter marker, which gives us a good skin tone. Is that the wrong one? No, it's not. No, we're fine. And because you've already laid down the other colour that you're layering up with, it just means that you can colour over the entire thing and it makes it look nice and smooth in the end. And you will always get streaks with water-based markers. I have techniques to help reduce streaks, and that is going in the exact same direction using as long a stroke as you possibly can. Hiya Squishy, welcome. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're doing well. Currently have 2 sets of alcohol markers, 48 plus 60, 24 fine liners, 168 Langos, 96 gel pens, 24 metallic markers, 12 watercolour markers, and a partridge in a pear tree. I mean, if you write it all like that, it seems crazy, but they all have their purposes. And they're not all the same colours, and... oh no, this marker is starting to run out. I did fear that with these Crayola Colours of the World ones, because I do seem to use the same couple of colours all the time. Well, because most characters have the light skin tones, so I use a lot of those light ones. I can still push it a bit. Right, there we go. I did accidentally colour over all of her eyebrow, but that's fine because it's a dark brown eyebrow, so you can layer over it and it will look fine. I'm thinking water markers would be good for basing single-sided pages, so I don't have to add 20 pencil layers to get rid of the white underneath. Definitely Adele. Definitely helps speed up the process of those pages you don't want bleed through on. Right, D and C. So 2 reds here. D is the dark one. There's 3 new packs of Langro pens out. Chinese red, soda green and purple grey. Ooh. I saw the Chinese red ones. Didn't see the others. And again, I haven't been closely looking into them really. And see, the colours I have is always something that fits the situation I need them for. Oh, I need a colour for eyes. M&N. Like a hazily colour. I'll use 78 because I almost never use 78. Maybe layer it with 77. There's an equation for the correct number of colouring books and or pencil sets. It's simple. Your current owned plus 1. If you always abide by that, you'll be happy. Yeah, and then you'll never be wrong with buying more books. I love that, Joe. That's a good equation you got there. Right, there were some darker bits around her nose I need to add in. That's it, number 5. I can't see. Oh no, maybe I was wrong. What's number 6? Other marker. There we go, that looks a bit more defined now. That's 6. And these eyebrows are the darker one. There we go. I realised I was so good at maths. Yeah, maths pro. All this algebraic formulations you're making. Just got done watercolouring a background. I was going to enjoy your video until I remembered I better go. Oh no. Thanks for joining, Kitty. Lovely to have you here. Beside hashtag girl math, we have colourist math. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. Sorry, I go quiet when I concentrate. Yeah, bye, Kitty. Gonna buy them, I have full set syndrome. FSS is a real thing, and it affects thousands. If you wish to donate to help those suffering with FSS, please find their Amazon wish list below. I'm quite fortunate. I'm not someone that has full set syndrome. If I don't like something and it means that I'm missing one out of a set, I'm like, that's fine. That's fine. You've done so good building out Inktense. Yeah, and you know what? I don't feel like I need the other colours. I really don't. Like, it's very rare that I colour a page and I'm like, oh, I wish I had this colour. And if I do, it doesn't actually exist as an Inktense pencil. I really wish there was like a peachy, like light peachy colour, like apricot-y. But it just doesn't exist. So I would buy that, but it doesn't exist. It does exist in the Nia colour too, though, so I got that. And it just means that I've had that satisfaction of building it over time. Whereas with coloured pencils, I'm very much the opposite, where I'm like, I buy the whole set and I'm in. But with something like Inktense, which is not necessarily something that I'd use on a whole page, but more to supplement a page. I do now use them on whole pages, but didn't used to. There's a good way of test them out, see if you actually use them, and then sort of identifying the gaps, like, oh, I wish I had some more blues, I wish I had some more green tones here. Then having that colour family chart is great because I can go, oh, I'll get something from the lightest and the darkest. I don't need a mid-tone. I can make my own mid-tone by blending them together. I'm going to try and do the same sort of thing with the Neocolour 2s as well. My FSS is now Iron 320 with alcohol markers. I actually got the 216, and again with that, there has been very rarely a time where I've gone, oh, I wish I had this. Like, I feel like I'm missing a colour. Sometimes occasionally I'm like, oh, I wish I had a darker version of this, or I wish I had something in between these two tones. But the 216 really has sort of served me well. And was certainly quite a bit cheaper than the 320. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Got my colours wrong. Oh no. I think I've used too dark a brown for her hair. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. It's fine, she's got darker brown hair now. I'm colouring this with 5. Actually no, that is right. Oh, but I picked out 6, not 4. But now I'm thinking, have I accidentally... was this 6 and I was colouring it with 5? I don't know. But I'm going to make it that other colour. It's fine. It's fine. We adapt. No one's going to know. How would they know? Honestly, the amount of times I use the wrong colour somewhere and I'm like, right, just kind of go with the flow. Or I accidentally go over a line a bit too far and I'm just like, okay, make that a little bit rounder. Happy little accent, exactly. The way you did it with Claire Sheet is genius. You can really see what you're missing. Yeah. I need to see if I can find something similar for like the Neocolour 2s. Speaking of things existing, does anyone know of a white, not clear paint pen with either silver or gold glitter that is open stock? Or a white gel pen? Right. A white paint pen with silver or gold glitter. I think Artistry do like metallic gold paint pens, but I'm confused by a white one or gel pen. You can get the Uniball Signos, which are like glitter, not glitter, which are silver and gold open stock. I don't know if that's what you mean for a gel pen. You meant a gel pen. You can get these open stock. Other than that, I'm not sure. If I hadn't already bought the 75 full sets, I would have done the same, so thanks for nothing. Well, you're welcome. For white ink with glitter in it. I don't know of any product like that. White ink with glitter in it. You know, I can't help you there. Feel like we have a challenge first to find, yeah. Try the Folk Art paint for white with glitter or the white gold silver Langro gel set. feel like there are certain artists I would always buy as I love them so much, e.g. Hannah Carls and Maria Troll, but there are some artists that I like but just don't seem to colour very often, so don't have. Yeah, I agree. For me, it was start with Johanna Basford. I was like, I want them all, but I don't like Lost Ocean, so I just didn't buy Lost Ocean, and I'm fine with that. The only hold up for me is I haven't tried brush tip alcohol markers, so what if I don't like their tip after spending so much? I tell you what, using a brush tip for alcohol markers makes colouring so much smoother. It really does. So I wouldn't be hesitant about that. Blending is, you can actually blend quite easily. Colouring large spaces I find really easy with a brush. Anyone else following colouring book artists on Amazon and then get notifications when they release new titles and your wallet silently screams node and you quietly sync over to Amazon? Honestly, I have artists which I'm following technically, but I never seem to get notifications for it. My phone is terrible for giving me notifications for things I actually want. Like, when I get tagged in YouTube videos, it's hard for me to find. I don't always get the notifications. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't. And often I happen to find it by just watching the video of my own accord anyway. But I've got to go to the notification bell icon and check from there, and then check recently tagged. It's like a whole rigmarole. And I've tried changing my settings and nothing seems to help. Sometimes I'll get an actual notification, but most of the time I won't. And it's annoying because I want to know when people are tagging me. Hi Roslyn, good morning, or good evening, or good night. Hope you're having a good day. Your best bet would be to go over in white gel and then go over again with a silver or gold sparkle gel pen. Yeah. You'll love brush tip, trust us. Yeah, definitely. Or a white pen and stickles over it. Yeah, I think so. You're probably just going to need paint, right? Yeah. Jessie should do a colourist math video, lol. Colourist maths is having 10 sets of over 100 pencils in and going, ooh, I need another one. Oh, I've never finished off her eyes here. Colourist math is having 3 colouring books by a certain artist and you've coloured 1 page out of all 3 of them, but you still get the new one that they've released. It's getting quite late, so I'm off for now. Have a nice evening. Take care, Adele. Have a good night's sleep. Really, I'd say it's more likely to work in paint, like a Stickles. Can you mask the white area? Yeah. Yeah, I cannot think of any type of supply medium in any form that has white ink with glitter in it. Yeah, like Stickles or Folk Art Extreme Glitter, something like that. That's the meest thing I've ever heard. Alicia gets it. Right, number 5 for number 2. I asked because I have a black gel pen with glitter in it that I love, and now I want a white one. Oh, what is that? What supply is that? Because I know, isn't it Sakura do like a, they do like a black with something, it looks really cool, but I don't know how or when I would use it. They're like, are they like shadow highlights? Something like that they're called. I don't know what they're called. I don't have them, but I've just seen them. Almost there. Who does the black one? Yeah, who does the black one? Total sheepy set like I got with Michaels. I think Artist Loft brand. They have like 10 colours and the black one has glitter in it. Ooh. Fun. There's always those like just random little things that you get and you're like, oh, why can't more things like this exist? Right, let's grab this for 3. That looks a lot darker now. Here, I think I need something lighter than that. What was that, 5? Let's go for 3. They were like $3 for the pack and they go on more smoothly than my jelly rolls. What a great find, Kimberlyn. Yeah, that's better. Another tip for me when doing colour by numbers, colour from dark to light, because you can then go over with the light and not worry about keeping within the lines. You can just kind of scribble away, whereas if you go the other way round, the only difference I would say is if it's a colour that might smudge. So say this was a red and you're colouring with a light colour up to the red, I wouldn't go over that because the red could transfer, but when it's 2 matching colours, do the dark shade first, then the light, and then you can just scribble away. Anything that I can just scribble is a win for me. Now I've got these, so B is this one. Oh, can't see right at the bottom there, but right, B, 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 B. The book has arrived! Woohoo! Was that Lunar? Lunar. You get the notification in your emails. Ah, that'll be why, because it probably goes into promotions, and I never check my promotions tab. Yep, nice. Where did you order it from, Amy? Because mine's pre-ordered on Amazon, and it was about 2 months ago, I think, actually. They sent me an email saying it had been delayed to the 29th of December. It makes me sad. I did flip through Zoe's. She got the one from Etsy. And, oh my gosh, I think it's the monkey. And it's flipping you off, and I love it. When I do a flip through, I will definitely comment on it, because every time I see it, it makes me laugh. Joe, you found the 2 Thomas Atomics for £45. Where did you find that? Where did you find that? What a steal! Ah, Blackwell's. I might check it out, see. Because the thing is, I like saving money where I can. And if it means that I do have to wait a couple of weeks, I will do that. And also, in all realisticness, I'm not going to get to the book before the end of the year. And I'm trying to be good and not buy more books before the end of the year that I know I won't colour in. eBay. Oh, see, I never check eBay because I find they never have anything good. But then every now and then, boom, you seem to find the absolute gems on there, Joe. this down. It doesn't look like the other one's much darker. Might go over the top of it. Yeah. Same seller at Ink House too, so I got that. Nice. I've had my eye on Ink House for ages. I think it's a really cool book, but I don't know if I'd actually colour in it, if it's just one that I think looks cool. And I never actually colour. These markers are very juicy and wet, so I am a little bit... You're right, one of the monkeys is swearing. It's British swearing. So, in the UK, that's fine. That's two. That's peace. You do this, that's swearing. And it makes me giggle every time I see it, because it's like clearly so unintentional, like they don't realise. Trying to secure a Stardust pen. It's not exactly white, but the spark is very pretty. I'm heading into the poor quarter after Crimbo, so this is how I justify it to myself. Lol. You know what? Fair enough. And fair enough. And honestly, if you see a bargain like that, you snap it up. You snap it up. Step away to feed the beagle. Right, I did miss a bit of paint pen here. As I said, I almost always do. Pretty sure I missed some in the hair, but I think I've gone over it now. So it doesn't matter anymore. Right, let's grab 9. Oh, it's like a muted purple. I definitely don't have anything like that. It's like a pearl. So I'm going to try one of my pastel colours. That will look good. Yeah, that's Reading Pearl, I think. Oh, just spotted another bit that I missed. Here's a random question. If tomorrow all the colouring books that currently exist would immediately go out of print, which one would you buy? Oh my god. So like, you could only repurchase one because everything's gone out of print. Oh my gosh. That's such a hard decision. Like, which book would I have to get? As in, one that you already own, or one that you don't own and you want to get because you don't own it? You can only purchase one now because it'll disappear tomorrow. Yeah. Right, I see. So like something you don't own yet that's still available but you want to get. Okay, I get it. Right, let me think. I'm like, what books are at the top of my wish list at the moment is basically the question. Maybe just the answer is we buy the entire wish list today before it goes out. Love that, Amy. Which book is a swearing monkey in? Oh, Luna by Lydia Fenwick. Oh, I'm trying to think of my wish list because I don't have a very big wish list at the moment. Let me go on to my Amazon. But I think maybe Flowerscape in Paradise. That's been on my list for ages, but I've promised myself I can't get it until I colour in Layla Judy's books a bit more. Colouring books. Yeah, I think I'd pick that, or Flora and Fauna by Storm's Eye Design. I really want to get myself that, and I would be gutted if I couldn't. No, but you could coordinate with others to share books. What would you pick, Kimberlyn? What would your pick be? It's a really fun question, that. You should suggest it to Vera for her next fun colouring books tag. So that is a fun one. Right, any K? What's K? Orangey colour. I don't know because I have so few books. Well, you've got to pick. If I had to pick, you have to pick, Kimberlyn. You can't just throw the question out there and not partake. You should ask Yolanda too. If you asked me a month or two ago, it would have been Fabiana Attiazi's Alice in Wonderland, but I have it now. And that also wouldn't fit the question because that is out of print. So it already was out of print and hard to find. It's going to take me longer to pick. It is difficult. I guess I'd go either Fairy Wonderland or Colouring the Year, as I've got buddy colours in them. I haven't bought them yet. I love that, Amy. It's like, ooh, planning buddy colours. Better not go out of print now. You better not have put that into the world. Oh gosh. Hiya Maria, welcome in. Amazon by Paula Brune or Starkana Cosmic Alchemy. They're next on my wish list, but I'm pretty happy with my library. Yeah, Paula Brune. She's one that I keep looking at and I'm like, do I add her to our wish list? Do I not? Do I not? And at the moment I'm like, not. But I think I could. The Disney book that Jess showed on a November haul with the red cover, or the Year of Colouring. This one. So pretty. Proof and it's easy. If I gave you £20 for a book right now, which would you buy? That is a good way of putting it. If you had some money right now and you had to spend it on a book, what would you get? I know what I could rule out. That's easier. Yeah. Okay, my answer officially is Flora and Fauna by Storm's Eye Design. That is next on my wish list, basically, to get. Right, Q and P. Rita's adventure book from overseas. That's a good pick. I haven't coloured in any of my Leila Julie books. It's awful. Michelle will have to do a buddy colour. I still have Beautiful Planet that's untouched. Might be a Disney Lyrica book because I don't have any yet. That's a good picks. Right. Let's go 70 for it. Ink House is an awesome book, but until I pick up another copy of it, I won't be colouring in the one I have. I mean, it's kind of like an art book in its own right, isn't it? It's a really cool book. My Holy Grail book, now that I've got the two Tomislav Tomic books, is The Day We Finally Meet, which is a Korean book. It's got like a purple cover with like a little squirrel or a chipmunk family on it. Oh, I love that book. But I didn't know it existed until it was out of print. Right. 0 and C. So 0 is a nice bright pink. 24 maybe. So on eBay, but it's gone now. Yeah, and I think it was about £30, which for me, my upper limit, well, my upper limit is £25 for a book, because that's what I just paid for the Tomislav Tomic ones. But it was more like £20. Yeah, you kept an eye on it, but I knew you had a max price. Yeah. 30 for me is a bit much. 25 is where I would go, or around there. Coupon it would go Mythographic Magical Earth. Nice. I think it would be either the Inspirations book or the Year of Colouring book. Both great picks, and I think those are great picks because they have so much colouring time in them. Like, they would last you a long while. I mean, the Year of Colouring Disney book is kind of insane as a concept, because the concept is that you colour a double page spread every day for a year. Who is doing that? Who has... Not every day, every week for a year. They are so complicated. How is anyone ever going to accomplish that? If anyone does, kudos to them. But that would be insane. And that's coming from me, who can be a bit insane with my colouring. Hiya Steph, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. We are currently on the topic of what book is at the top of your wish list. If you were given some money to get a book right now because it's going to go out of print tomorrow, what would you buy? That is the question of the day. Oh, that's the wrong colour. Nope, no it's not actually, it's fine. Is it? No, it's not. Today I've only coloured one double page spread ever, and it was a big snake. Nice. I've never promised to be sane. Insane? Yes. If Jess thinks it's insane, it's impossible. I mean, they are not... Like, I just feel like mentally, you'd need some time. You'd need 3 weeks to recover colouring that in a week. Like, they are so beautifully detailed. And it's like, it's a really good mix of like, they're nice and detailed, but they're not tiny, tiny spaces, and there's not too many huge spaces that you've got to fill. It's like a perfect mix of detail. It's an amazing book. But yeah, who is colouring? Who is colouring this in 2026? A double page spread a year. A year, a week. Oh, I keep saying wrong. If anyone could do it, Paulina. Oh, challenge her. Magical Earth is on my list, but I won't let myself get it until I colour in my mythographics. Honestly, I've kind of regretted the fact that I got Enchanted Relics so soon. I saw someone do a flip through and I got really excited and I just bought it, and I was like, why have I done this when I haven't coloured my others yet? But alas, there are worse things I could do. It's a stunning book anyway. Right, present next. I'm just checking the time. I'm like, I think I will have enough time to finish this all tonight, which will be fun. Ooh. So I need F, H, K, E. What the heck is E? Oh, dark red. Oh, that's like there's actually meant to be an outline there. Like that. And then J. Okay, which is that one? Let's get these outside. I had Wolf Moon on order and I cancelled it after Yolanda showed it. It's funny, Yolanda showed it and was like, there's not enough wolves. Whereas I saw a flip through and went, that's too many wolves for me. For me, it was, the pages were too similar to each other. I like a variety in my book. I like a good variety. I mean, even if you did have wolves on every page, as long as they were in different situations, I wouldn't mind. But it was just a bit too samey for me. I don't know, I just couldn't put my finger on it in a way. 8. I've pre-ordered the English release of Leon's Journey. Not sure if it'll actually be English, but it's being sold in the UK at least. I'm pretty sure it is English, like an English edition, like republished in English. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure. Perfect. I love it when you get a colour and it's like the perfect colour match. These are very good colour matches here. Right, is that one I need? F I need, which will be, I think, 16. I love translating the Japanese books, they come out so funny. Whenever I get a Tokimeki book, where am I from in the UK? The South. I'm from the South. Whenever I get a Tokimeki book, I still want to say book, one of the first things I do is always translate it, download the PDFs that you can find online, answer the question, etc. I love going through and translating all the pages. I mean, some of them are fine, some of them is just like, what is going on here? I want to see if I have a good example. I think perhaps this one might. I like this one. I'm here to pick you up. Sounds threatening. I mean, a lot of them are quite basic. Rustling bamboo leaves. Yeah, so most of these are pretty fine. This one is called Delicious Travel Companion. Yeah, most of these are pretty fine actually. Working hard making dumplings. Yeah, those aren't too bad. I'll find one which is something about the wording of this. It's in quotation marks and that's an underwater paradise. That makes me giggle. Relaxing time on a fluffy bed. Oh, actually, I think the Fairy Tales one has some weird ones. Mr. Chipmunk will be my travelling companion. The story of the knowledgeable owl. Right, let me grab the Fairy Tale one. I know for a fact that's got some weird ones. When you become a fairy. Like, what fairy tale is that? This one's funny. A walk in the forest with matching hoods. It's Red Riding Hood. It's the fact that they're not just the name of the fairy tale, there's something strange. Mood imitation music band. Big turnip, pulled by everyone. The candy house is delicious. Arabian magic carpets and lamps. Above the clouds with unique companions. Let's go on a trip with cool boats. Some of these are just like, what? Dead Heat, who will get the trophy? This one was weird. Don Barraco on the flowing river in a bowl boat. This one was just 2 pop and big shops. Not sure what that means. A big turnip pulled by everyone is hilarious. Yeah. Dress up with a nice dress. A unicorn running a rainbow-coloured sky. Let's dance happily at the end. Ride a pumpkin carriage to the castle of your dreams. They're so, like, detailed. Yeah, that's got some funny ones. There's some where I'll translate and be like, that no. And sometimes you just get a different angle and it'll come up with something slightly different. Sometimes I'll just write down the bizarre names it comes up with and just roll with it. Right, looking for F. Here's an F. Although that's an E, which means that's meant to be a black outline. Wish I could figure out what all those fairy tales are. Yeah, if they just said what they were, like Little Red Riding Hood, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, like, no, it's travelling in a pumpkin carriage to a magical ball. I'm sure I translated one and it said, right then, let's eat some cheese. Felt very Yorkshire. That feels very my house. Feels very much my family. Right then, let's eat some cheese. It's very very Wallace and Gromit. Right then, lad, let's eat some cheese. Get some weird translations in the Crystal Vogel books too, but not nearly as weird as Japanese. Yeah. I mean, some of the titles, like Colouring for a Bright Day Together, honestly, it's such a long title. Colouring Book for a Bright Day Together is the full name. I've started just writing it down in my journal as Bright Day Together. But they've done a Japanese version of that Korean book, and the title is completely different. It's now The World of Stella Park, although sometimes it translates to as Stella Village. I think Pauline has done it as. Right. H is what I'm looking for. Doesn't tell you anything about what's actually in the book. I just thought Wallace and Gromit too. Yeah. I want to know what page is. Right then, let's eat some cheese. Because I feel that on a spiritual level. Because I often like to write in my journal a page, and if it's got a title already, I'll write that title. But some of those Japanese, Korean ones, I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not going to write that whole thing. I'm going to make up my own name. That's too much. Is there a page with a cheesemonger in it? Don't know. Read somewhere that weird translations are because it's contextual language, so that same word means different things based on context. Yeah. Sometimes I will copy like the title of the book and put it into Google, because sometimes like certain words will translate to something better, like it'll have contextual matches. Yeah, where like Google Translate is very literal with its translations, and that's where you get the weird stuff. Right, H. Oh, I see another line I missed out on. I'm officially no longer a badger, yay. Why were you a badger, Michelle? Not everyone, I'm tired of going to dream of cheese. Sweet, cheesy dreams, Catherine. And bye, Leandri. See you next time. I wish for you to have some Stilton, oh dear. Right, now, JJ. So my parents sometimes, especially my dad, will call me Jay or JJ, but usually just Jay. He'll be like, "Do you want some tea, Jay?" I'll be like, "Yeah." And the other day, he and my mum were talking, and I was like half listening, and he goes, "Oh, maybe Jay could take us," and I was like, in my head, I was fully like, "Who the heck is Jay?" And I was like, "Oh, it's me." Forgot that they called me Jay for a good minute. I was just like, who is Jay? I was like, I know he's got a boss called JJ, but it wouldn't be him. And I was like, oh, it's me. I am Jay. Completely lost my mind. Oh, your hair. Yes, I remember now. Successful dyeing then, Michelle. Oh, I remember when I was at uni, I used to dye the ends of my hair pastel pink. It was fun. But I couldn't be bothered after a while and just let it fade out to blonde again. Right, okay. Just grab it. Oh, dang it. I coloured over some circles for the snow. If I don't outline like circles for a snow or circles that are meant to be white, I will just colour over it and completely miss it. Okay. Dyeing my hair silvery white for a decade now. Well, my hairdresser has. I just tone it and stain my hands purple in the process. Fair enough. Colouring goes pretty quick with Super Tips. It really does. Like, that's why I love using them for this. Do you have mind to begin with to lose? Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, that's F as well. That's T. These are F. That's meant to be H. Oh, come on. Yep, that's correct. Right, just the background left to go then. Because my grey was so showing, just dyed my hair, fair enough. Yeah, I get mine double blonde. I've started to quite enjoy it. When I was blonde as a child, I was one of those like yellow blonde kids. And then it just got darker and darker. Now it's that kind of ugly mousy colour that I hate. Right, I think I will use this light blue here. Oh, you can't see. The light blue here I will use from the Ohuhus because mine from the Crayola Super Tips, my backup set has started to run out as well. So I've been using these recently. Let's try 78. Rummage around, sometimes I can find the marker straight away. There we go. It's a good match. Pretty perfect. Well, I don't know actually, maybe not. It's kind of not quite right. Maybe 80. Your hands look like you might be blonde. Honestly, I don't know what it is with this webcam, but my hands look extra pale. I mean, I am pale to begin with, but I look paler on this camera than I do with my phone, like in my normal videos. I noticed that very first time I streamed with this, I was just like, oh. Oh, that's quite dark. Do I want to go quite dark? Yes. Yes, I do actually. And then you can be like 43. I've never used that colour. Managed to not get it everywhere this time, so feeling pleased. Nice, Michelle. Oh, Lexi's meowing at the door. Why, hello. Yeah, Lexi's here. Lexi's here. Hello. Hello. Right, I'm going to outline everything in this darker colour, otherwise I will get confused. Here. Oh, hello. Hello. You're going to sit on my hoodie. His little legs. Come on then. Sit down. No. Oh, you're going to walk all across. Thank you. Please don't type random words on my keyboard. Yeah. This pen's actually starting to run out. Let me grab a new one. 2. Oh no. It's 43. Yeah. There we go. She loves it when I wear my hoodies because they're nice and soft and cosy. Yeah, you like my hoodies, don't you? You like saying hi to people on stream. She's always chatty. Should have called you Kathy, shouldn't we? She got so cold earlier, she decided to sit on the radiator. Yeah, you don't like the cold, do you? No. This makes me want to get a kitty. Not all kitties are this loud, in fact she is one of the louder ones I've met. She just wants attention though. She loves a good snuggle though. Nice and cosy. I was dark brown as a child but started to go grey at 16. They thought stress caused it to happen so early. Yeah, I had someone I worked with who was the same age as me and she had a grey stripe down the centre of her head. Some people just do though. My parents have been quite slow to grey. The natural colour is dark brown, but I dye it red. Fun. One of my friends went grey as a teen. She started blondish, got darker, shaved it all off, then it grew back grey. She shaved it off again, it came back grey again. Oh. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. And like, some people will take ages to go grey. Move your tail out the way, thank you, Missy. I think my grandma went grey quite young. She's the sort of person that really suits being grey though, and looks weird in old photos when she wasn't grey. Whereas my nan, she dyed her hair up until only a couple of years ago. She said, "Jess, pay attention to me. The most important thing." Yeah, she's currently baking biscuits on that hoodie because she loves it. I saw an interesting short video the other day of a guy who used to live in Canada and is in the UK and was like, oh, the UK are going through a cold snap, and for them a cold snap is anything below 5 degrees. And he was going, oh, that's a light coat kind of weather in Canada, but no, not the UK. The UK cold is apparently, according to him, is so much different than other countries' cold. Like, it's less than 10 degrees here and you need full coat, hat, scarf, gloves, everything. It is freezing. And it's all to do with it being like a wet cold rather than a dry cold. It's like the same for our summer. We have a humidity. It's just very wet here. Our humidity levels are so high in the country that I'm convinced we are partially aquatic, literally. I wonder what the humidity levels is like right now. It'll probably be like 60-70%. Like, it's always pretty high. Actually, it'll be probably quite low now because it's the night time. There's BBC weather, there it is. %89 right now is the humidity, which is crazy. 9 degrees, but feels like of 7 degrees apparently. It's going to be drizzly again tomorrow. We are surrounded by water, very true. We are an island. here it's -4 with 59% humidity. Have you seen the maps of the UK that show what it will look like when the water levels rise? I have not. It's 24 here and I'm frozen. Degrees C or degrees F? It's only a matter of time before we grow gills. Like that strange film, The Shape of Water. F, okay. So it's 5 degrees C. Ah, right. My house will definitely be underwater. Oh dear. Can you hear Lexi purring? I don't know if that's even picking up. She is a little bit loud. My friend and I bundled up this morning to walk when it was -10. Brr, yeah. That is horrible. Okay, speaking of sea levels rising, one of my favourite types of movies is disaster films. Oh, I saw that video about cold in the UK too. Ah. Yeah, he was like, you guys, like, when you complain about the weather, like, you have reason to. It's horrific here. It's like, thank you. You, like, feel validated. Sign of a happy cat. Yeah, she is a big purrer. Oh, just got off now. She gave herself a clean and was like, yeah, I'm done. This background is not turning out the smoothest, but with all these little balls of snow to go around it, it is a little bit tricky to get a smooth layer down. Oh, Christ! I just dropped my phone. Fell off the desk. Oh, that scared the shit out of me. Wish I could hear her purring. Always think that's so cute. Off to fix dinner. Nice hanging out. Thank you. Emma Jama. Thank you for joining us. Keep explaining to American friends that their warmth is different to the UK's and our houses aren't built for heat. Yeah, that was another thing this guy said in the video. He was like, you guys say your houses are built to keep the heat in, so why are they so bloody freezing in the winter? It's like, yeah, that's a good point. They're also just old, our houses, which doesn't help. heart attack, literally. I'm quite a jumpy person, so any kind of like loud noise, I'm flying. Anytime a pencil lead breaks, I jump out of my seat, genuinely. Just noticed a bit of the present I missed there, which is why I've left a white gap. Okay, is the orange. Poor insulation made the hot weather hot and the cold weather cold. Yeah. Oh dear, we will all be underwater, Jess. I've just looked at the map of when sea levels rise. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I'm reasonably far away from where the sea is. I need to change my angle. Going upside down now. So will any part of the UK be safe if the sea levels rise? Or how long will they be safe? I was out yesterday evening, I nearly had a heart attack and crapped my pants because some dumbass left off fireworks. They're still going, honestly. It's like, why? Lex is rummaging around, stomping about the place. Oh no, this pen is starting to lose its juiciness. Come on, you can do it. Almost there. %78% humidity where you're at, and 78 degrees. Oof. Humidity is the worst. All those fireworks that sound like a gunshot or an explosion. Ugh, hate that. Yeah, Lex doesn't like it too. Lex is actually pretty good with fireworks. Occasionally they'll bother her, but nothing crazy. What are you doing, Lex? Where are you? Oh, you're on top of the wardrobe, okay. Right, we are done. I do have a music playing in the background, just some lo-fi background music, so when I'm silent it's not just silence. But I am done! Ha ha ha! With fireworks all year round. They say it's when the local dealer gets his new stash in. 2 big bangs twice a week. I'm like, why doesn't he just text his customers, literally? Half the UK will be underwater. Lovely. Right, that is this page done. I'm glad I managed to get one done in the whole stream. This book is a really good one for beginners, actually. Like, it's a really nice level of detail. Because I think books with large background spaces aren't good for beginners, because it's hard to fill up large space, but also tiny details are hard for beginners. This has a really good mix of a sort of like level of detail. Yeah, now I've got 41 done in the book. The first 40 plus that random one. Yeah, been over a year since I finally got back to this book. Some like old ones here. There we go. And then today. Oh, what's the date? The 5th. A date down here. Yeah, when was that last one done? The Pocahontas page. It was the 9th of June 2024, this last page. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Wasn't sure what I was going to do, but yeah, this really helped inspire me, and it was lovely chatting along with you all. Oh, I've just noticed a spot that I missed. There we go. Yeah, great to get another one done here. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Hope everyone has a lovely rest of your day, rest of your evening. Have a good night. And I will see you next week on next Friday for the next stream. Bye everyone.